Welcome everyone to the class of the 2024 graduation. Thank you all for joining us today. We are so excited to celebrate our fellow seniors.
We are your Student Council Presidents, Audrey Carpenter and Caroline Nicolai. We have the honor of leading our small but mighty class, and we are now so thrilled to be making our transition into the next chapter of our lives. Congratulations, everyone.
Welcome to graduation, class of 2024. Welcome, family and friends, those of you with us in person and those joining virtually today. It is a joy to have you here with us. This was a week of rituals and traditions. We welcomed 8th graders to the high school for move-up day. I attended 4 separate award ceremonies. We cheered and reveled in the silliness of the senior raft race. We paraded up Court Street together yesterday. We waved and smiled at the younger students with their Class of banners. The class of 2036 is finishing kindergarten now. They'll be here in your seats in no time. This is a week of joy and celebration, but the high fives, hugs, and big, broad smiles I've seen this week are even more poignant because you were our COVID freshmen. You met your peer leaders on Zoom. You did high school orientation in virtual breakout rooms instead of together in person. You arrived on campus keeping 6 feet apart, wearing masks, attending school just 2 days a week. Do you remember? Maybe your parents do, filling out that form that promised you had completed a health scan before coming to school every day. You played football without tackling. You played winter sports without spectators. You tromped through snow in the courtyard to eat lunch outside, and you shivered under tents just to be together. Those were hard times, but you managed it. The disrupted learning, the distance from friends, the ever-changing guidelines, the feeling that the whole world was shut down, the profound uncertainty of it all. And you know, the grown-ups, we worried about you. We worried aloud. You had had so much taken away. Would you be okay? How much learning had you lost? Were you struggling to catch up? Were you resilient enough? Hardworking enough? Had you forgotten how to be kind, how to be friends, how to be together? Boy, did we worry about you. But now look, here you are, together, only inches apart, surrounded by hundreds of people who love you, showing us that we didn't have to worry. You know, I'm pretty new here myself, so I asked your teachers about your early years at MUHS. They told me what it was like late in that first year to see your faces for the first time, like they were meeting you all over again. They told me how, as the world began to open up again, you began to open up too. You started to show us who you were, actors and musicians, computer coders and hackers, fishermen and firefighters, athletes and activists and artists, and so much more. Your teachers described you as hardworking, in school and out, as thoughtful, curious, and empathetic. After those hard COVID years, you could have stayed passive and disconnected. You could have let yourselves stay lost behind screens, but you didn't. You tried new things and made new friends on the field, on the stage, in class. You advocated for change. Because of you, we had a voter registration event at school that registered over 80 new voters into our community. Because of you, we had tremendous musicals and spring flings and concerts and proms. Because of you, we had a talent show this year that rivaled the ones of the past, and you never even saw the ones of the past because they were one of the many things we lost in the pandemic. Because of you, we now have doors on the H-wing bathrooms, and I don't think that's been true for decades. Because of you, we had a goat attend school, and he even followed the proper visitor procedure for signing out. You look out for one another, sharing notes when someone misses class, checking in when someone looks down, traveling and cheering each other on at sporting events, showing up for performances and art shows. You brought so much joy back into our school. This year in particular, and right up to the end when you pitched a friendly tailgating breakfast party in the teacher's parking lot. That made my day. COVID set the context of your early years in high school, but it didn't shape you. You took everything COVID dismantled and responded with resilience, grace, and creativity. The world will continue to send you challenges after high school. That's how the world works. We stumble into a particular context and it limits and affects our experience. Then we make choices. Who do we want to be? What do we want to do with the context we've been handed? Our actions can reshape even the most fractured circumstances, and our actions can transform the lives of those around us. Our choices shape us as individuals and as a community. You are a class that met with adversity and transformed it back into community. I saw you show up in big, kind, and loving ways when classmates needed you most. You rebuilt connections with one another, and in doing so, you rebuilt the culture of our school. Your legacy will be with us for years. Class of 2024, as you move on to your next chapter, I wish you learning and careers that fulfill you and friendships and connections that make you smile really, really big. I wish you challenges that continue to transform you into your best selves. I'm so excited to see what you do next. And I'm not worried because I've seen what you make of a challenge. Thank you. Congratulations.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Milo Reese, and I'm honored to be one of this year's class speakers. To start, I want to ask all of you a question. What do I have in common with a model, a movie star, and a professional athlete? I'm sure most of you are thinking, what a stupid question. Clearly, the answer is success, money, and my rugged good looks. To the 90% of you who I'm sure have arrived at this conclusion, I'm flattered. But unfortunately for me, you're wrong. The answer I'm looking for is that, like these people, I don't know the first thing about how to write a speech. And so, as I sat down to write this, which quite fittingly to my high school experience was at 11 o'clock last night, my mind drew a complete blank. I had no idea what to write about. As cliche as it sounds, there are just too many aspects of my time here at MUHS that deserve a speech all to themselves. So, in an admittedly rash and somewhat illogical decision, I decided to talk about none of these things. Instead, I want to talk about what made writing this speech so hard in the first place: fear. More specifically, fear of failure. I was scared that the speech wouldn't be good enough, that it wouldn't be truly reflective of our high school experience. For my fellow movie fans, I was scared that this speech would be the Godfather Part 3 to the Parts 1 and 2 that were my time at MUHS. And due to this fear, I prolonged writing for much, much, much longer than I should have, leading to a thrilling yet exhausting few days of thinking, writing, and crafting La Busa, our senior raft race winning boat. Anyhow, In the wake of Labusa's impressive victory, I had to write this speech, and I was panicking. But slowly, I calmed myself down and began to write. And as I began to write, I began to think. And as I began to think, I started to realize that it might not be the end of the world if this speech was a little bit of a failure. I thought, you know what? Our class has had its fair share of successes. We've gotten into great colleges, been hired for great jobs, started YouTube channels, and won state championships. We've also failed a little bit. We've gotten a tough grade on a test or two, lost a few games, gotten rejected from some schools. Nevertheless, every single one of us is sitting where we are right now, about to walk the stage and complete one of the most impressive achievements of our entire lives. I figured that if there's that much success in this room today, it'll be okay if my speech is a little bit of a failure. For much of my time in high school, not being successful has seemed like an overtly negative thing. Now, I feel a bit differently. Perhaps the most pertinent instance of failure in my high school career is my playoff history with the boys soccer team. In my 3 years of varsity soccer, we lost in the state semifinals every single time. One of my peers graduating today is a 4-year player and has lost 4 state semifinals in a row. It's absolutely disheartening to get so close to total success each year, only to fall short, to fail at the same stage every single time. Our semifinal exits have been so constant, in fact, that I have on multiple occasions claimed that we're cursed. With what I know now, I'm not sure I still feel that way. Obviously, I'm not happy we never made the finals or never won a state championship. But there's a part of me that wonders if I would have gone as hard for every ball or run as hard for every single second of every single game if I didn't feel I had something to make up for. Losing is tough, sure, but it can also be a blessing. Failing can give you the motivation to push just a little harder the next time, wake up a little earlier, or take a much-needed step away from the task at hand. Failure is in no way a bad thing. And so, though I wish all of you much, much success in life, I also hope that you fail every now and again. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maura Connolly, and I'm going to share a few words with you as well. First off, I want to say congratulations to my class of 2024. We are here today because we made it. We made it through the many years of elementary school, middle school, and high school, and we are here today to celebrate how far we've come and how much we have learned. In recent years, many of us have been taught things like how to find the derivative of 4e to the power of x, and define terms like neoliberalism or do stoichiometry. In years before, we learned to solve linear equations and develop simple sentence structures. But after we walk out of here today, it is likely that many of us will forget or have already forgotten these facts. And that's okay. But one very simple lesson that is far more important and can be as easily forgotten is one that we are taught during the first week of kindergarten. Be kind. We all have memories of someone's kind words or actions, times when we felt respected and important. I will always remember feeling joy upon receiving an unexpected gift from a friend, and how supported I felt when teachers would genuinely ask how I was doing and listen for my answer. Many of you are in this room today. I will remember the day when I nearly lost something very special to me by dropping it on the wet pavement of a parking lot, if not for the stranger who returned it to me just seconds later and walked away before I could even say thank you. Each of us has moments like these. Our own stories of someone's kind words or actions. Some of these moments I'm sure have been with each other. We have all witnessed times when classmates supported one another for their successes, talents, and especially during difficult times. But we've also all witnessed instances when someone's words or actions weren't so kind. We know what kindness is, and we know what kindness is not. We understand its value because we know how it feels when we aren't treated with it. We have known this difference from that first week of kindergarten. The difference between sharing a toy and being told by another kid that you can't play with it. We depend on each other as part of this community. We need one another in order to succeed. From those who write our laws, treat our broken bones, and teach us how to think, to the ones who've grown the food we will soon eat after the ceremony and fixed our cars so we can get home. We all have value in this interconnected system. We all deserve to be treated with kindness. What matters most from our time here is not what facts we remember and take with us, but how we treat not only the people around us, but the space around us too. This past summer, I worked as a field worker at Elmer Farm over in East Middlebury. I spent days in the sun, weeding, planting, and harvesting crops. I got burnt, I sweat. It was hard work, but I loved it because in taking the time to care for plants, I had a role in providing someone in my community with healthy, local food. And if you've ever had an Elmer Farm carrot, you won't want a carrot from anywhere else. Kindness takes time and effort, but it is simple. Kindness creates happiness. I am proud to be attending the University of Vermont next fall to pursue environmental science because I want to learn how to treat the earth with kindness and respect. I know that in treating the earth well, treating the world well, the world will treat me well. If we are kind to the trees, the lakes, the oceans, birds, as we are kind to each other, they will provide for us just as we provide for them. Kindness matters because we rely on each other to survive. Kindness matters because we must take care of others in order to be cared for ourselves. Kindness matters because the things we will remember and cherish from our time here are not the fancy math problems and the endless number of IB acronyms, but the moments we spent together. The little moments when a friend made you laugh after a hard day, or a teacher asked a silly question. The times you may have paused to notice and appreciate the landscape around us. I feel so lucky to have grown up here in Vermont. So, as you enter new communities and make new memories, how will you be the person that someone else tells a story about? Be inclusive and not exclusive. Fight for equity and against discrimination. Be a good person. Be kind, because those are the things that really matter. Don't forget it. Thank you and congratulations once again.
Good morning, everyone. I am Diana Herasim. It was 3 years ago when for the first time I left my home in Ukraine and stepped on the land so exciting and so uncertain to me, embarking on a journey that I could not even imagine would lead me to stand here in front of you in my cap and gown, exactly like they do in the American movies. I remember arriving at the Burlington airport, coming to Middlebury, and visiting the Middlebury Union High School for the first time. Then, I did not yet know the meaning of the ubiquitous ish or about the existence of the International Baccalaureate, TOK, EE, EA, IA, and so on. While my emotions were challenging to tell apart, one thing I felt for certain. It was the beginning of something big and promising. I had felt similarly before my first boxing match in Ukraine. I had not known what to expect from the fight, but I had clearly decided for myself that I would take the maximum out of it, and so I did. When walking up to the ring, while being announced as the red corner fighter from Kherson, I was repeating to myself my brother's words. Do not let minor inconveniences interfere with your major goal. As soon as you enter the ring, your hand wraps might start feeling too tight. Your headgear shift uncomfortably, and your mouth guard make it hard to breathe. That is fear, and it is destructive. Instead, I did my best to hear my coach's directions to me among the numerous shoutings in support of me and my opponent. I won that fight. As I stand here today, I realized that the same lesson I applied to my education at Middlebury Union High School. However, the inconveniences making it hard for me to focus on my goal were far from minor. Being thousands of miles away from my family, the war raging on in my home, and the numerous losses I've experienced as a result of it have been profound challenges that have tested my resilience daily. Yet, I did my very best to stay focused and persevere, and I can say proudly that I won this fight too. And I am sure that we all, the class of 2024, can think about times when we faced our own battles, moments of doubt, and challenges that seemed way too overwhelming to focus on the bigger and more positive picture of life. COVID was one of them, as well as figuring out how to master the skill of self-promotion in college essays without sounding like narcissists, and smashing those CAS experiences one night before their deadline. And let's be honest, it was much more frequent than just the CAS experiences. However, the fact that we are all gathered here today in our black attire, waiting to receive our diplomas, proves at the very least one thing. We have all won this fight. And as according to the UDHR, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 24, all humans have the indivisible, inalienable, interdependent, and universal right to rest and leisure. And I feel like we are all ready to exercise that right after high school years of sleepless nights and caffeine-fueled study sessions. I mean, who knew that rest and leisure wasn't just a myth perpetuated by exhausted seniors? I would now love to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to the people who have given me a home away from home, Jeff, Jessica, and Greta. Thank you. Thank you to my family who are watching the ceremony online and who have always had my back regardless of what circumstances life throws at us. Together, we have overcome not one challenge, and their bravery while living in a country lightened by missiles and screaming with sirens is incomprehensible and worthy of admiration. Thank you to my best friend, my brother Vlad, the daily conversations with whom have helped me overcome feeling lost in the vastness of this new for me world. And finally, thank you to the person who has taught me the hope, love, and resilience that I have been talking about in this speech. I would not have done this without her, my mom, Natalia. It was 5 years ago, when fighting the 4th stage of cancer, that she told me about her biggest dream, to see me graduate high school. Daily, she would repeat the quote that had become her life motto. Yes, it's tough, I won't deny, but for life's sake, you can try. And she tried till the very end, until 4 years ago, cancer took over. As much as I would give to see her among the audience today, hug her with my diploma, and have her dream come true, I cannot help but feel her spirit so strong and so continually present in my life. Спасибо, Mama. So, listen to my brother's words. Inconveniences will always try to stop you from your goals. Do not let them. Inconveniences make you stronger, smarter, better. Thank you to every single one of you for making this high school experience truly unforgettable, filled with laughter, friendships, and memories that will last a lifetime. Congratulations, the class of 2024.
Middlebury Union High School departmental awards are presented each year to members of the graduating class in recognition of their academic achievements. As I read the names of honorable mentions categories, would those students please stand to be acknowledged? As I read the name of the recipient categories, would those students please come to the stage? Language and Literature, honorable mention, Henry Weston, Dinah Whitmarsh. And the recipient, Milo Reese. In the Fine Arts, honorable mention, Addison Copeland and Lily Finn. And the recipient, Henry Weston. In the Mathematics Department, honorable mention, Baxter Harrington and Harper Wormy. And the recipient, Silas Taylor. In the Science Department, honorable mention, Milo Reese and Harper Wormy. And the recipient, Silas Taylor. In Individuals and Society, honorable mention, Deanna Harasim and Dinah Whitmarsh. And the recipient, Eddie Fallis. In Language Acquisition, honorable mention, Maura Connolly and Eddie Fallis. And the recipient, Harper Wormy. In Physical Education and Health, honorable mention, Ivor Anderson and Reese Valley. And the recipient, Cheyenne Wedge. And in the Design Department, honorable mention, Addison Copeland. And the recipient, Wyatt Stearns.
I am thrilled to introduce our new superintendent, Dr. Wendy Baker, who has joined us 1 month early to allow our interim superintendent, Dr. Williams, to finally enjoy his retirement. We are especially grateful to Dr. Williams for his work with ACSD over the last year and his efforts to help Dr. Baker into her new role. Over the past 5 months, I've had the opportunity to get to know Dr. Baker. I've joined her on numerous school visits and joined her at meetings with many community leaders. I've witnessed firsthand her dedication to building strong collaborative partnerships across our community and her belief of how critical it is for everyone to feel safe, welcomed, and included in our district and schools. Dr. Baker is a multi-generational Vermonter with 30 years of demonstrated success supporting students, teachers, schools, and leaders to achieve at high levels. She spent the first 20 years of her career serving Vermont public education, including work as a tutor within the Chittenden County Correctional Center, a middle school teacher, a school improvement specialist within the Vermont Department of Education, a middle school principal, and a superintendent of schools. As a higher education administrator with Southern New Hampshire University, Dr. Baker led the development of non-traditional programming for support staff, teachers, and leaders across New England. She managed strategic partnerships that brought transformative academic programs to students, teachers, and leaders across the country and many countries throughout the world. She served as Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Clinton Community College, which focused her attention towards community partnerships, philanthropy, and grant acquisitions. Dr. Baker's passion is deeply rooted in social justice and equity. Alongside her full-time roles, she has sought to gain perspective across cultural contexts as a consultant supporting organizations across the United States, England, and South Africa. She has also developed and taught graduate coursework and advised doctoral research in equitable teaching and leadership practices, socially just public policy, and positive organizational development. Please join me in welcoming our new superintendent, Dr. Baker.
Thank you, Chairwoman Wilson, both for your kind words of introduction this morning and for your company as I've connected with the communities in Addison Central in the last few months. Graduates, I'm excited to be here with you today. It's been a pleasure to get to know you mostly through observation and through the kind words that others have had about you, which have been impressive, and it leads me to look forward to connecting with you today in this conversation we're going to have that's including a few of your closest friends. So, as part of my responsibilities, I'm pleased to lead our recognition of the number of graduates through a presentation of scholarships. Graduates, if an invited guest is awarding your scholarship, please come up to the podium to honor that presentation. To begin, we're going to award scholarships presented by Gary Whistle. The Middlebury Post number 27 American Legion and Auxiliary Scholarships are $3,500 each. This year's 5 recipients are attending Vermont State University, Castleton, Emma Deering. Attending the Lyman Institute of the Northeast, Jacob Kemp. Attending the University of Florida, Edward Fallis. Attending Hampshire College, Reese Valley. And attending Community College of Vermont, Cheyenne Wedge. The Middlebury Sons of the American Legion Squadron number 27 scholarships are $1,500 each. We have 2 of those to award, and this year's 2 recipients are attending Keene State College, Emerson Brookman. Attending Vermont State University, Linden, Carter Paquette. The Kevin Draper Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 is what we will be awarding next. This year's recipient is attending the Culinary Institute of America, and it is Morgan Jenny. Thank you, Mr. Weiss. Our next awards are being presented by Todd DeSabres. The Hubert N. Wagner Awards for Continuing Education are in the amount of $1,200 each. This year's 6 recipients are employed with the Coach Company, Dylan Odell. Employed with Silver Maple Construction, Timothy Whitney. Attending Lineman Institute of Northeast, Jacob Kemp. Attending Paul Smith's College, Aidan LeDuc. Attending Husson University, Gavin McNulty. Attending Vermont State University, Linden, Carter Paquette. Next, we'll be awarding the Ronald A. Manelli Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Michael McLaughlin will be presenting this award. This year's recipient of the Ronald Manelli Memorial Scholarship is attending Washington University in St. Louis, and it is Baxter Harrington. Bill Cunningham will be presenting the next scholarships. The Middlebury High School, Middlebury Union High School Alumni Scholarships are presented in the amount of $2,000 each, and this year we will be presenting 6 scholarships. Our first recipient is attending Connecticut College, and it is Hope Bellinger. Attending Syracuse University is Elliot Holbrook Dunn. Attending the Lineman Institute of the Northeast is Jacob Kemp. Attending Williams College is Milo Reese. Attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington is Sienna Rubright. And attending Community College of Vermont is Cheyenne Wedge. The Middlebury Lions Club Memorial Scholarships are in the amount of $2,000 each. This year's 3 recipients are attending the Lineman Institute of Northeast, Jacob Kemp. Attending Endicott College is Christopher White. Attending Cornell University is Isabella Wilbur. Thank you, Mr. Cunningham. Our next scholarships are presented by Sarah Stone. The Middlebury Community Players Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented this year to a student attending Skidmore College, and that is Asa Baker Rose. Thank you. Chris Giorgio will be presenting our next scholarship. The Rebecca Lynn Ball Memorial Scholarship is presented in the amount of $1,000. This year's recipient is attending Community College of Vermont, Cheyenne Wedge. Our next scholarship is being presented by Amy Macefield. The Addison Central Educators Association Scholarship is one scholarship in the amount of $1,000. It is presented to a student attending Community College of Vermont, Cheyenne Wedge. For the remainder of the scholarships this morning, we ask that you stand to be recognized in your seats. Scholarships and award letters will be in your diplomas. The Jana Baldwin Avram 88 Scholarship is one scholarship in the amount of $1,250, and it is presented today to a student attending Community Connecticut College, Lily Finn. The Bill Andrews Dr. Don Bicknell Memorial Scholarship is sponsored by LC Jazz in the amount of $1,500, and it is presented to the student attending California Institute of the Arts, Zachary Nevins. The Carl Simanowski Legacy Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to a student attending Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, Harper Wormy. The Allison Worthington Green Fine Arts Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to a student attending Skidmore College, Asa Baker Rose. The Masonic Memorial Relief Fund in the amount of $1,000 is being presented to a student attending Keene State College, Emerson Brookman. The Vermont Student Assistance Corporation Vermont Honor Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is being presented to a student attending Bryn Mawr College, Dinah Whitmarsh. The Kelly Bow Memorial Scholarships. Today we have 2 scholarships in the amount of $2,000. These are being presented to a student attending Connecticut College, Lily Finn. And a student attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, Sienna Rubright. The Rhoda Caron Benjamin Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented to a student attending the Maine College of Art and Design, Mika Voorhees. The Delphine Lafleur Scholarship in the amount of $2,649 is being presented to a student attending Bryn Mawr College, Dinah Whitmarsh. The Stanton S. Lazarus and Eugene M. Lazarus Scholarship for Community Service in the amount of $500 is being presented to a student attending the University of Vermont, Maura Connolly. The Waitsfield and Champlain Valley Telecom Eunice B. Farr Incentive Award in the amount of $1,000 is being presented to a student attending Endicott College, Julian Cattell. The Dick Thodal MCTV Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to a student attending Williams College, Milo Reese. The NEAT Repeat Scholarships in the amount of $1,000 each are being presented to 3 recipients this morning. Attending Keene State College, Emerson Brookman. Attending SUNY Potsdam, Max Carpenter. And attending Dickinson College, Sarah Sansone. The Tilly Boulanger Memorial Scholarship is 1 scholarship in the amount of $1,500. It's presented to a student attending Northeastern University, Carolyn Nicolai. The Salisbury Teachers Scholarship in the amount of $200 is presented this morning to a student attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, Sienna Rubright. The OMYA Scholarship in the amount of $500 is being presented to a student attending Washington University in St. Louis, Baxter Harrington. The James D. Daniel Jr. Legacy Scholarship in the amount of $250 is being presented to a student attending Northeastern University, Silas Taylor. The Middlebury Union High School Scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented to a student attending Cornell University, Isabella Wilbur. The Ethel Rogers Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 is being awarded to a student attending Binghamton University, Connor McNamara. The William J. Rogers Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 is being awarded to a student attending Baruch College, Aiden Nelson. The William R. Rogers Scholarships is one scholarship this morning in the amount of $2,000, and it is presented to a student attending Vermont State University, Castleton, Emma Deering. The Marie Crovat Awards are being presented this morning to 13 recipients. The first is attending Keene State College, Emerson Brookman. Vermont State University, Castleton, Caitlin Brown. Vermont State University, Castleton, Emma Deering. The University of Denver, Simone Duquette Hoffman. Connecticut College, Lily Finn. Vermont State University, Castleton, Orlin Maceno. Right? Vermont State University, Linden, Carter Paquette. Dickinson College, Sarah Sansone. Hampshire College, Reese Valley. Maine College of Art and Design, Mika Voorhees. Creighton University, Cole Warren. Bryn Mawr College, Dinah Whitmarsh. And Cornell University, Isabella Wilbur. We'd like to close the scholarship presentation by recognizing one of our Middlebury Union High School seniors for an outstanding achievement, the UVM Green and Gold Scholarship. Each year, the University of Vermont Green and Gold Scholarship is awarded to the student with the strongest academic transcript at the end of their junior year from each eligible high school in Vermont. If the student chooses to attend UVM, the Green and Gold Scholarship provides 4 years of full tuition. This year's Middlebury Union High School recipient is attending the University of Vermont, and it is Maura Connolly. Well done, all of you. Congratulations to each of the graduates today earning a special recognition, and to the families and loved ones who have traveled with you to this moment. When Dr. Steele asked me to take a moment to share some remarks with you today, the first thing that came to mind for me was how much we have in common. Our bond today is not reflective of how much we've been through together or how much we already know about each other's stories. Instead, despite all appearances, we have a very important commonality. Each of us stands at the beginning of a new and important chapter, or in the words of Dana, something very big and promising in our lives. Expectations from everyone around us seem pretty high. I don't know if that's true for you, but it sure is for me. As of today, I'm exactly 1 week ahead of you off the starting block. So I took the liberty of putting together a list of the top 5 things we'll need to remember in order to make the most of this adventure before us. Are you ready? Okay. Number 5. We will indeed need to focus on who we want to be over what we want to do. Let me say that one again. We will need to focus on who we want to be over what we want to do. And we'll need to stick together on this one. I don't know what you're experiencing, but the people that I meet tend to ask me a lot more about what I plan to do than who I want to be. Yeah? Growing and maintaining our clarity about who we want to be is the best way I know to discover the decisions we need to make, which will lead us into the actions that we can have confidence taking. So there's number 5. Number 4, more often than not, 2 completely opposing ideas are often both true. Today is a perfect example of that. Commencement by its nature is both a beginning and an end. We feel sadness and excitement at the same time. We feel that every single action we can take might both hurt and help. As adventurers moving forward, I'm going to suggest that we will more likely find our respective treasure chests if we remain open to the possibility that comes by thinking beyond our first thought and being okay with the idea that the experience before us won't always sort itself out neatly. Number 3, we need to take a page from the gamers, the farmers, and the poets. These are groups of people with superpowers we will need. They know how to navigate a 3, even 4-dimensional world. On the daily, they place themselves into experiences, knowing their surroundings and their circumstances will be unpredictable, and that their path forward through the day will likely not be linear, except that the sun will come up and go down, lives will begin and end, and ideas will come and go. Our adventures will present puzzles for us to solve. The keys we'll need in order to level up won't lie within something obvious or under a sign that says key. We'll find them instead by observing what's real and moving forward incrementally with our best guess, setting aside the blind spots created by our expectations, dreams, desires, and fears. We'll need to pay close attention to patterns. They'll show us how to smell the rain before it comes. Number 2, as someone who also spent part of my youth in Addison County, I know firsthand that for us, the natural world helps anchor us in our sense of home. Most of us, I'll wager, know the difference between a meadow and a pasture. And the smell of manure brings up strong emotion. Under normal circumstance, the rise of the river tells us the time of year, and I bet each of us can picture our favorite tree. No adventure is complete without conflict. We will feel fear as we move forward. We may meet people along the way who betray our goodwill, take something from us without care, or even hurt us with intention. We know, because we grew up here, that Mother Nature will be standing by to return us to perspective. We've grown up hugged by the forest, stretched into a dream by the valley, challenged by mountains, calmed by at least 3 different rivers, and awed by our beautiful lake. In the natural world, we find the secrets of time. The 100-year oak stands despite everything it has seen and felt. Floods wash away whole swaths of land only to make room for new flowers to bloom for decades on newly formed riverbanks. If we find ourselves restless, irritable, or discontent along our new adventure, we need only to sit beneath a tree, hold an inchworm in our hand, grow something on purpose, or simply stop to watch the tops of the trees waving in the wind. Mother Nature has made a career out of waiting for us to notice. Let's not let her down as we move forward. Number one thing we need to remember starts with an invitation. I would like to invite the class of 2024 and their guests to take a few seconds to call to mind the people who have loved you into being. We can be assured that the images of mentors, teachers, families, friends, neighbors that have just come to mind will always remain with us, just as they are forever. We'll need to remember to call them forward in our mind often as we struggle and as we celebrate. No matter how lonely we may feel as we step forward, we will never be alone. And that is the number one reminder for us as adventurers moving forward. The best news for us as we begin our new chapters might be that our personal rosters of people who stand ready to invest their time, love, and talents into our success will actually keep growing from here. At least half of the faces that I see became known to me after I became an adult. If we keep our eyes and hearts open, we'll move along the path and find others who are willing to give themselves in order to help us continue to become. They are already there on the path, waiting for us to see them. Graduates, on behalf of Addison Central School District, I ask you deeply to take good care of yourself as you move forward into your one wild and precious life. And I promise you that we will take good care of your place. Thank you and congratulations.
My footprints on the sands of time. No, there was something that meant something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I leave no regret. Leave something to remember so they won't forget. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I want to say I lived each day until I die, and know that I meant something in somebody's life. The hearts that I've touched will be the proof that I
ACSD School Board Chair, Barbara Wilson. Superintendent, Dr. Wendy Baker. I certify to you that all of the members of the class assembled here before you have completed their requirements for graduation. Therefore, I present to you the class of 2000. The following students are unable to be with us today. However, I wish to recognize them as graduates. Ash Laflamme, Arlo Leduc, Clyde Malhotra, Elliot Monk, Layla Pease, Oak Slavin, and Reese Valley. Audrey Carpenter. Caroline Nicolai. Edward Russell Van Fallis. Diana Harasam. Maura Bailey Connolly. Milo Reese. Ivor Anderson. Asa Baker Rouse. Kellen Bartlett. Dante Beck. Hope Bellinger. Bowie Blue Berloso. Brandy Ivy Marie Bishop. Emerson Lee Brookman. Caitlin Hazel Brown. Caleb Burrows. Casey Martin Calzini. Christian Cami Beltran. Max Carpenter. Robin Chamberlain. Amelia Bryn Coburn. Addison Day Copeland. Julian Healy Cattell. Grace Marie Culver. Andre Davio. Emma Rose Deering. Skyly M. Devoid. Riley James DeSorda. Noah Doherty Congsall. Toby Draper. Simone Duquette Hoffman. Gabby Ellis. Lily Finn. Jason Flores Torres. Dylan Friend. Jackson Gillette. Charlotte Graham. River Hart. Stella Hardy Mattel. Baxter W. Harrington. Jolie Heffernan. Elliot Swift Hemingway. August Hottie. Elliot H.D. Holbrook Dunn. Remy Howe. Morgan A. Jenny. John Jennings. Zach Jetty. Jacob Carter Kemp. Aiden Leduc. Owen Laro. Harley Lino. Kaylee Leonard. Gavin Lee. Hunter Lloyd. Orlin M. Maceno. Matthew Manchester. Buster McDermott. Brady Bruce McDonough. Connor Patrick McNamara. Gavin Arthur McNulty. Erin May Mulcahy. Rihanna Yvonne Nazareth. Aiden Nelson. Zachary Ethan Nevins. Brian Newton. Stephen Nuciolo Jr. Dylan J. Odell. Emma Oliver. Carter Lawrence Paquette. Georgia Peach Parmalee Varkudas. Atticus Peterson. Elias Maxwell Pike. Beatrice Porter. Sienna Rubright. Emma Saldi. Sarah Sansone. Jude Alyn Smith. Wyatt Stearns. Eric Sumner. Ethan Sweet. Silas Taylor. Jeremiah Tellier. Benjamin Torres. Aiden S. Trombley. Micah Voorhees. Amalia Ward. Cole Matthew Warren. Cheyenne D. Wedge. Harper Wormy. Hayden Weston. Chris White. Dinah Lynn Whitmarsh. Timothy Whitney. Isabella Wilbur.